Yeah.
You got married? Wow. Congratulations.
Let me just see. That's here. Am I gonna let you out of? But I'm gonna move this.
Oh yeah, go ahead. On the back.
Okay. What do you say? Right here. Been a couple of years waiting for this to come out. Now that it's here, how does it feel?
It feels unreal. For a long time, I thought we'd never see the film, so I'm just thrilled that that it's come out and now people can see it.
Now, what's interesting is that we know a lot about Edison. Obviously, what Tesla has done is what we're looking at around here right now. What did you learn when you were researching and writing this script that you didn't know about these guys, be it the feud or the inventions or a combination?
I didn't know anything about the feud, and that's when I first read about it, it's the thing that immediately drew me in. And then why I stayed was because of the characters, is that all three of them have been portrayed in ways that they just really weren't. We sort of learn Edison as a Benjamin Franklin type. One, he was a ruthless jerk. I'm sort of rounding up. He was more than that. And then Westinghouse truly believed in the company and didn't want to get his feet dirty. And then Tesla could see 100 years into the future, but he couldn't have gotten from moment to moment without his partnership with Westinghouse.
How, as far as these performances, when you're writing something like this, how do you know that it's, or how do you make sure that what you're doing is not just a historical drama, but rather a drama?
It's making sure that conflict is alive inside of it. That it isn't just, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, ain't that interesting. But it's seeing the effect that one team is having on the other. It's seeing how it's breaking apart their lives, and seeing what colors and emotions are coming out of these people when they're pushed to their limits.
Now, I covered this film in Toronto a couple of years ago. What is different with the director's cut?
This is much closer to exactly what I wrote, what Afonso intended on including. It's the way everything from the content to the way that it moves to the sound. What was in Toronto was not us.
Was not this, so it is drastically different.
Yes.
And then last question, obviously, this was, I guess it was looking for a buyer. Well, no, it had Weinstein in 2017, right? Is that what? So what was the deal like? What was the delay in besides the obvious in getting this movie out there?
Oh, it was entirely the collapse of the company. There were a couple bidders at different points, but it was just like a lot of other movies, waiting for our turn to get out of red tape.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for this.
I knew nothing about it. I had toured Edison's laboratory as a kid, but it wasn't until I never worked with him before. I thought that his film, The Interview Dying Girl, was just fantastic and incredibly moving and really specific visually. So when the two of us got together to talk about it, we suddenly realized that we were kind of geeky for the story in the same way, and it got to the point where it just felt like we were a team making choices the entire way through.
And obviously the film is back on the distribution and everything, but how would you say it's still relative to
I think
I know that.
the business practices of the people at play, and also the way that they.
Hey, how's it going? You said this is your.
Yeah. That's going.
And I'm looking at you at the camera.
You looking at me? Yep. Hi.
Hi.
So can you tell me a little about going back and sort of making how much did you know before signing on to
Yeah, so actually my great-grandfather, who I was named after, worked with Edison here in New York, so it was really exciting to read the script originally while we were developing it, and then see it all the way through, and see it come to life.
And what was it like for you?
Shows through on this latest cut. He was just so meticulous in every shot during the shooting and as we finalized the film.
And what can audiences expect? And what is the
So here we are finally. I covered this film in Toronto back in 2017, and obviously now it's finally seeing its release date. And I'm told by Michael that the edit this time around is a lot different than the cut that we saw up in Toronto. Tell me about what time was able to give you to show this film.
Yeah, so I worked with producer Timur Bekmambetov, and we originally developed the script, and then now we've had the chance to let Alfonso really make this film his in such a great way. And we went into every part of it, and we looked at how can we make this really Alfonso's vision. We went back, we shot more in London, got the crew back together, and we went through completely new score, all new editing, and really every part of the story, how we focus it, was really rethought, and I'm really proud of it.
So this is really, with the core story being the same, this is really a different film.
Oh, it's a completely different film. The other film was not just much slower and drier. This is really a film about a war, a current war. It's a battle of these two titans, and that's something that I never saw in the earlier cuts, but given Alfonso's opportunity to redo this, is really allows that story to come through.
Did I gotta ask? Did redoing this film, reshooting this film, was it in a sense to make it better, but in another sense to sort of cleanse it of Weinstein?
The film, doing additional photography and going back into the edit, was really just about giving the director his opportunity to make it his and to make it the film that it never really had the chance to even finish, even under the previous cuts. So this was the opportunity to really finish it and make it a solid film.
Okay, so the politics of it had nothing to do with it.
The politics had nothing to do with it. It was just very fortunate that we were able to give Alfonso the opportunity to make the decisions that he always wanted to. And I think those decisions, those instincts, were really absolutely impeccable.
Last question. Obviously we look around and we see Tesla's invention is around us, and we see that, Edison has done. But we never really learned about the true nature of either of these guys until very recently. Tell me about how important it was to put the feud and the personalities into this.
Yeah, a lot of us know about the names of these great industry titans. Their names are on companies, they're in our history books, but we really don't know much about this kind of aggressive and negative past that they had, and that there was a lot of things that maybe don't put them in such a positive light, but this is the truth, and I think it's a great opportunity to tell that story.
All right, brilliant. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And that changes a lot of attitudes, but it also creates a new deal, and it creates a lot of people,
Yep.
Social Security, all these things that people that sort of protect the middle class, and yet a lot of middle class people don't like to think of the business. Yeah.
Yes, we're
WB, cool. You want to talk to Top Gun?
Of course.
Okay.
You know, annoying. That's not very good.
Oh, Morgan, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
So can't hire people like that.
Oh, love your dress.
Yeah, gotta get approved. It's like you can't go over.
About
We don't even have a poster.
Not as much as I thought I did. I think we all feel we know a lot more about Thomas Edison than we actually do. I didn't know about the whole race to kind of find the most viable electric car, and I had no idea about the house. And I knew even less about his wife, because my married there, because there was really not a whole lot of really so we kind of had artistic license in that sense, which was really nice to create something from scratch.
And you have an amazing ensemble cast. And what was the best part about working with Alfonso?
Alfonso is such a creative director, and I think oh yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, I think the best thing to make something like
Thank you. And I saw you in town.
oh, thank you.
So here we are. I covered this film a couple of years ago in its other version. When you're doing a film like this, I guess there's a fine line between a historical story and a drama. Where did you find that line was in your performance?
Well, for me, it felt, I suppose, more fictionalized because there wasn't very much information about Mary Edison available online or in books, because, of course, the focus was on Thomas. So, in that respect, all I had to go on was the script, and I thought the script was really great. It portrayed her as a very strong, funny, sensitive and patient woman, which she had to be, going out with, being married to a genius of that nature. So, yeah, I felt like for me there was a lot of artistic license.
Growing up, especially in the States, you learn about a lot about Edison, a lot about Tesla, but you didn't really learn this part of the story. What did you learn about these guys that you didn't know before you took on the film?
Very little compared to what I know now. I had no idea about kind of scandal around the electric chair and how that was created to discredit Westinghouse's AC. I had no idea that it was such a battle to sell one or the other most viable current. And really it's someone that we hear a lot about in relation to the light bulb, but you just realize how prolific he was as an inventor and how many things that we use today that have evolved and developed that he invented, and it's really quite incredible.
Now, this film, a lot of it was reshot, it was re-edited, it's really a different cut, it's a different film than the one that I had seen initially. How does that make you feel, especially with all the controversy, obviously the last Weinstein film, etc.? How does that make you feel that you're presenting something fresh?
I think it's, in a sense, it's every director's dream to go back and tweak and make something better, and all the cast and the crew were really behind making the film as good as it can be and as close to Alfonso's original vision for the film as possible. So we were really lucky that we got to go back and shoot additional photography and really flesh out the story more. So this feels like the true version, so it's very exciting.
And the last question, was there ever a fear that you didn't think it would come out, almost like being a casualty of the Me Too movement with this film?
I think that any film that you do, it's the time and the love and the effort going into making any film is always a miracle that anything gets made and anything is released. So it's really exciting. So I think you always have that thought in the back of your head. But yeah, we're very lucky.
Thank you, John.
Thanks.